Hi, this is Dr. Swanberg. I'm going to go over with you some tips for navigating this e-course. And as you can see, I've put this in the same view that you'll see rather than the teacher's view so that we can really explore what it is that you're looking for when you log in. The first thing, when you log into our class, the first thing you're going to see are the class announcements. And you can see that they're empty right now because this is before the semester begins. But Unit 1, Week 1 announcements will always be at the top, and then when it becomes Unit 2, the Unit 2 announcement will be up at the top, and the Unit 1 announcements will be below it. So I'll move these up when we have new announcements, and there'll be new announcements each week. Sometimes there'll be more than one announcement in a week, so it's always important to stop for a minute when you log in and read the announcement. See, this announcement tells you to begin with the Start Here button. That's over here, the Start Here button. And then scroll down through and make sure that you've read all the announcements for the page. Right now they're mostly empty, but these will populate. The newest, most recent one will always be on the top, and then the old ones will always remain below. The next thing to know is that before you do anything else in the class, you start with the Start Here menu. And you go through, and every activity in the Start Here menu is required. Some of them say this is required, there's a quiz, but all of these are required. Every single one of these things has to be done before you can begin anything else in the class. So make sure that you do all of these. Every time you see something in a list like this, it requires you to open it and see what's there. So it says, and there's in the beginning especially, there are some reminders in the language below. Click on the linked words, step 1. So you click on that link, and you open it, and you'll see that there are a few things. Now, you'll see tips for success, and there's a YouTube video. Most of the time it will be embedded, but every once in a while there's still a link that you need to click to take you to a YouTube video. Sometimes there are documents that I want you to open and print and read and have with you. And sometimes there are websites that are tips for success. So every time you see something that's a button on a main page like the Start Here page, you need to scroll all the way down and address every item by clicking on it. See, when you get to the Code of Conduct, there's not only a link, but there are exercises that you have to do as well. So we have to go to Tests and Quizzes and go to the Avoiding Cheating quiz. So make sure that you read all the way through and you're following all of the directions there. So that's just the Start Here menu. Once you've finished all the items in your Start Here menu, then you begin the work of the course, the regular weekly work. And I want to show you this button. This button right here is a very important button. It's in all caps. You can see that I've separated it from the other buttons. This is your weekly assignments button, and this is, other than the announcements page, this is where you go. So you go to that weekly assignments page every single time. I know that there are other buttons. There are quizzes and exams buttons. There are discussion board buttons that will take you to those assignments. But this button right here, this is your go-to button. You always go to weekly assignments. And this will tell you Unit 1, Week 1. Now remember, in the Start Here menu, I've given you a calendar that tells you the calendar dates, like January 11th is the week of Week 1. And I've given you a calendar that will help you keep track of what's in Week 1, Week 2, Week 3. But the other thing is that when you come in and you go to your announcements, every week on Monday, I'm going to come in and I'm going to put an announcement that says, welcome to Week 1, Unit 1, welcome to Week 2, Unit 2, and that will help to orient you. But generally speaking, you are going in through this weekly assignments button, and you're finding the unit that you're supposed to be in. Let's take a look at the first unit. Click on that unit, and then you're going to see several things. You're going to see this reminder to click on all the menu options below. There's a to-do list every time, and I try in every to-do list to tell you where to look for the various things that you have to do. But this is a checklist. You might want to write down all the things you have to do for the week, or even find a way to copy and paste and print this to-do list so you can use it as a checklist. Then below, there are the unit readings, and there's always going to be something inside the button, but there's also going to be something right up front that just tells you what you need to read for the week. Unit lecture presentation. It will say open this link to see this week's video lectures. These video lectures are the class. If you're not watching these, you're not coming to class. So these video lectures are really crucial. This is where I go over the material that's in the book with you. So if you're not watching these video lectures, it's like you're skipping class, and that's not good at all. Okay? The discussion board is here. You click on that discussion board, and it'll take you to a list of all the discussion boards. I'm going to go ahead and do this so I can show you that here we see a little training thing, and then we see each one. Discussion board number 1, unit 1. And the unit belongs to each week. So each week, unit 1, week 1, you're looking for that unit. Okay? And you'll notice that sometimes there's a discussion board and it says unit 3, but it's not graded. And that means that discussion board number 3 for your grade book is in unit 4. So always look for that unit number when you're choosing which discussion board to do. Okay? Let's go back out to the week. I want to make sure that you see unit lecture presentations. You're going to have 2 video lectures here. The syllabus lecture video, and you're going to have this navigational video. So that's going to be the other thing here. So you've already found that. Congratulations. That's awesome. And go on back here, and then you will look down and see unit activities and assignments, and you open that. And it says Unit 1 Activities and Assignments, and it says students are designed to make sure your computers have everything necessary. So it's reminding you that this week's assignments and activities are simply to plow through that Start Here menu and to get through all your downloads. So we've tried to put things in a couple of places in this first week to make sure that you know where everything is. Okay? So I'm going to go back. And then your tests and quizzes. So everything you need is within each week. So you're always going to enter through those weekly assignments. Always, always, always. And you're going to click down and do everything in. Let's look at a little bit more typical week in Unit 5. So it's a little bit of a reminder that you need to click everything. So this first button is just there to remind you to click everything below. There's a to-do list. The to-do list is the only thing you don't have to click on to get to it. It's right there up front. The unit readings also are going to be right up front, but that unit lecture presentation, it says, please open this link to view this week's lecture and video. And again, that's the meat of the class. This is where I go over what you read in your textbook to try to make sure that you understand it. You also need to make sure that you're not just going to discussion board, that you're looking at these unit assignments and activities. And you'll notice that there are things for this week. So you need to make sure you open that vocabulary list and you complete this assignment. When you see an assignment like this, all you need to do is click on the assignment, and it opens up the assignment space here. And you scroll down and you click on Write Submission. And you can paste a link here if I've asked you to do a screencast-o-matic. So in this, I've asked you to provide a typed copy of the script. So that's what you would type in this area. And then at the very bottom of it, you will include a link, something like this, http://video.com, and you paste that link in. And then when you're done with that, you click Submit. And you can submit as many times as you need to with any given assignment just to get it right. So if you submit it and you check it and you realize that the link is broken, you can submit it again and get the link working. Always do check your work after you've turned it in to make sure that it is working, that your links are working, and that you've followed all the directions in the assignment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that assignment. So make sure that you're looking in those weekly assignments. And what I'm going to try to do is hide a button if there's nothing in it for that week. So here we are in weekly assignments, and we look at Unit 3, Week 3, and if there aren't any unit assignments, I'm going to go ahead and try hiding that button so that you just don't see it during that week. So that you need to just get in the habit of, if it's in front of you as you scroll down, you got to click on it and do what's in there. Okay, so again, you're going to your weekly assignments button right here. This is your go-to button after you have read the announcements that are on our home page. So once again, read those announcements. go down to weekly assignments and start there. The other thing I'm going to point you to is this course technology button. This is so important. Say you've never done a Prezi before. Look right here, there's a tutorial on how to do a Prezi. Not sure how to use Screencast-O-Matic? Look, here it is, Screencast-O-Matic tutorial. If you're not sure how to use PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, there are tutorials on that. So there are downloads, tutorials, all sorts of things here in this course technology button that you need to make sure that you know and that you're using. So if you're a little intimidated by some of the things I'm asking you to do, pop in, see if that tutorial helps. If the tutorial does not help, we're going to have you email me, and this will be linked. You can send me an email right here. I'm also going to encourage all instructors using this course to create a button that will be right here underneath the Start Here menu that says Email My Instructor, and you can just click on that button and it will automatically send your instructor an email. Now, because I'm the creator of this class and other instructors also teach it, I haven't put it here in the template, but it should be there. I'm going to coach everyone teaching the class to make sure that they do have an Email My Instructor button right here under the Start Here menu. So that ought to help. Don't be afraid to look for things here. You can look at your grades. You can find your end of the course survey. And look, you've got online tutoring, English Assist for students who are coming to English as a second language. You've got a translator to help you. You've got links to student support services, to the LSCC website, and to the library. And you can there's even a link there to ask a librarian. So if I do ask you at any point to use a source, you can ask the librarian for some help right here through this shell. You also have links to ADA, that's Americans with Disabilities Act information. And you can double check all of those things right here in the course. Contact me if you have any questions about how to navigate this course. If you're getting confused or if you're getting lost, I'd be happy to go over it with you in a little bit more time, and I'd be happy to walk you through it in a Skype chat or something like that. Let me know what you need.